No matter what kind of projects you have around the shop, if you're looking for some tips and help, it's time for Sam's Garage, presented by Lund International, with Sam Mamolo and Sam Madavi.
All right, what we've got here is my 38 GMC Pro Street chassis. Got a narrow jag rear end, and Bob, take a look at this. I mean, those were solid a while back.
Well, when you use cheap rod ends, they don't last very long. You got to use a better quality rod end.
You all know Bob from Rod End Supply. Sam, think you can take this off and we'll put some new rod ends in this?
If you guys get out of my way, I surely can.
I'll do it. What else you got over here? Show us how these things work, because I mean, I'm just amazed. And this is light. This is aluminum, isn't it?
That's aluminum.
All right.
We make them out of mild steel and chromoly steel. The bodies are all made in one piece. We cut a groove or a slot inside the body. Then we have a loading slots for the ball. Then we injection mold our red nylon fiber. It goes all the way around.
That's
serves
this
as
stuff
a,
here.
that's it. And it serves as a lubricant, and it also is a cleaning agent because it keeps the ball wiped off. And this is what it looks like after it's injection molded.
All right. And then I thought you got some Monels and Inconels, and you picked up that one.
Now, this was a rod end that we did for SpaceX. This is for the rocket ships. It's got a Monel body, an Inconel race. It only has a 52-100 bearing steel ball. Why, I don't know, but that's what they wanted. So that's what we gave them.
All right, you guys got some new parts for me? Check these old ones out. They completely fell apart upon disassembly.
Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Okay, here you go.
All right.
There you go. Let me have this one. I'll bring it over to you in a second.
All right, no problem.
If you look at these rod ends that Bob brought from my truck, the spacers, they fit nice, by the way. They're stainless steel, as opposed to the black iron ones that were on this truck that rusted. So always get quality stuff. Here you go, buddy.
Thank you very much.
So tell me about the rest of these things. You got these sleeves here. What are those?
Okay, we also make a lot of other components besides rod ends. We also make steel and aluminum swedge tubes. And these come in a variety of sizes and lengths, normally in half-inch increments.
These look nice finished weld-in bungs.
These are the weld-in bungs. You can make your own suspension pieces as far as your links. And we make these in a lot of different sizes as well.
It's an aluminum piece, and that's for shock.
That's a shock absorber. We do a lot of special stuff for different companies, a lot of OEM companies. We got 6 different shock companies we make parts for. Some of them internal pieces. Some of them are used on the outside of the shock as a part at the end that connects to the chassis itself.
He's got a great catalog at Rod End Supply. You make a lot of great stuff. I'm gonna see if I can give him a hand. So this truck will go down the road straight when we're done.
It'll be out of alignment and everything. Be dog tracking down the road.
These tires, you'd never feel it.
I want to make sure to measure these correctly to get us as close as possible.
Let me see that.
Avoid any alignments.
That's amazing.
It completely fell apart.
Yeah, it did.
Coming off, which you know the other side is bad too. All right, now when you guys are working on someone's car you actually like, don't forget to tighten the jam nuts. All right, well there you go, Sam, this is all done. Wow, look at this. This is a head killer, isn't it?
Things will rip your legs off for sure. Wow, look at that. Boy, that feels so smooth. And if you go over to the side of the other one, it feels good and tight, but it doesn't move.
No.
That's really nice.
It's still under load. One of the things about this, 20,000 miles down the road, it's still going to feel the same way. No lubrication, you don't have to clean, and it's a vast improvement over that.
Absolutely. So, when you're putting your car together and you want to be safe, make sure you call this guy at Rod End Supply, get the right rod end, and get someone that can do one side faster than this. You got the other side to do. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
Thank you.
Sam's Garage, presented by Lund International, is being brought to you by Low-Car Performance Products. Quality, plain and simple. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. Brothers Truck Parts, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GM truck restoration. Roll and Lock, the most advanced tonneau cover ever made. Welcome to the Brothers Truck Parts Workshop.
All right, Steve, what do we got? We're doing a one-piece window conversion on this one like we did on my 67 last year?
Yep, simple one piece. We're gonna get rid of this vent. It's got tons of inherent weakness for leakage of water and air and everything else. And it just looks cleaner to get rid of it. So we're gonna put a one piece in the Brothers kit. Should be a breeze for us today. So one of the things I like to do while you're taking this apart, one of the things I like to do on a painted truck like this is put some masking tape over the painted surfaces so we don't screw it up. So I'll work on that while you're taking those other screws out.
Okay.
And we'll just kind of get them covered and protected so we don't do any damage while we're disassembling or assembling this kit.
All right, I got these two screws off. What do we take off next? We remove the vent window?
We're gonna remove the vent. So first thing we have to do here is pull this weather stripping back so that we can get it out of the way so the vent has some room to tilt backwards. So we're just gonna tilt that back. You're gonna probably have to pull it your direction.
Okay.
And then it's gonna twist and it's actually gonna lean back and it's actually gonna come out my direction. So you're gonna, there you go. It's got a bracket down there. Here's, here. All right. And that's it. This is scrap. It looks cute, but we're done with it. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna roll the glass all the way up. Okay. And I'm gonna hold it while you roll it. And then, because that thing's gone, it's gonna keep going all the way up. All right, we just roll it back like this and not screw the paint up. I got it out of one.
There we
There we go.
That makes it really easy.
We got the door disassembled. We got a bunch of parts here. Boring as it might seem, we got to make some modifications. So the first thing is we're going to attach a bracket that came in the kit to this rear channel guide that we took out. And what I like to do is just take a grinder and kind of grind right here just to give a little clearance. The bracket's going to mount to the inside as opposed to where the original bolt came through. We're actually going to mount it from the back. So that's one thing. This channel is key to the kit. It's not in your door now, but we're going to be adding this, and it's going to use this roller on the glass to guide the glass up and down.
And that's going to make it like a newer vehicle where the actual window stays within a certain area of the door and goes up and down perfectly and seals correctly.
That's right. So also I like to put a little grease in here before we put it together and make things work smooth. And then the last thing is we're going to go ahead and just chop this off. This is the inside mirror, or the mirror bracket that goes inside the door. And you can see that this piece of it is going to block the glass, so we're going to chop that off.
Are you going to be able to cut that yourself, or you want some help?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure I can handle this on my own. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I know you're little Sam, but you know, this I can handle. All right, we're good there, and then we're going to drop the glass in. So our glass, you need to take off the hardware at the bottom of the sash.
Okay.
And then we're going to drop the glass in from the outside. We're going to drop this in, nose down, trying to clear all our hardware that's inside the door. And then now that I got it in there, we'll level it out.
You got your track in that side?
Yep. So here's the tricky part. Once we get it down in here, that front roller has to actually engage the front channel that we put in from the bottom. So we're actually going to drop the glass down below the channel, get that roller lined up, and then pull the glass up into the bottom of the channel. So I can see that we're pretty close to lined up down there now.
We're in.
All right, we're in. And that's basically it. We're going to pull this up part of the way, trying to clear that front, all of our interference in the front of the door, fat spot in the door shell, the bolts that we just shortened. And we're going to get this kind of up here, and then we're going to put the sash on. We got our one-piece glass in. We're good to go. Here's what we're going to do next. We're going to roll it up and down a bunch of times. And as we roll it up and down, we're going to use those holes that you elongated earlier. And we're going to make adjustments so that this thing rolls nice and smooth. Once we're done with that, we'll pull our tape off, start putting the glass channel back in. One tip about the channel, this stuff comes with your factory clips. That's kind of nice, but it also comes really long. If you look at the stock ends, they weren't ever this long. So I like to have a pair of dikes around, and I'll just take and snip this off as necessary and kind of fine tune the fit when we put that back together.
Absolutely.
But as it is, nice work.
Better than Jim and Sam could have done.
Heck yeah, man.
This is the DS18 Project Supra.
All right, today we're going to be working on the Project DS18 Supra, and we're going to be doing a sound system. Now you have to remember that we build cool cars for our customers every day, and a cool car is not complete without a very awesome sound system. And who better than to have Diego, a 15-time national champion, coming in with DS18 and his partner Rob to help us build the most awesome, coolest sound system that you have in a Supra. You have to remember, guys, that when you're building a car, you first hear it, then you turn and you look and see what's pulling up. That's why a sound system is so important. What Diego is doing right now is he is running the power cable that's going to be powering up both the audio system, and in this case it's going to be supplying the power to the body and the engine management. We're going to remove the factory located battery in the left front, and we're going to replace it with a fuse holder that's going to have a cool digital display from DS18 that if you're ever under the hood diagnosing a charging or starting problem, you could very quickly reference your voltage by just simply looking at the fuse holder. Secondly, we're going to be removing the under hood sound deadening material and replacing it with the special sound deadening material that DS18 has that Rob's going to tell us about. What you got for us, Rob?
Okay, this sound deadening material is pretty neat. It's easy to install. It's heat protected, vibration protected. It has all the components. It's going to take weight off the hood because this actually gives it weight. With this, it's going to be a lightweighted hood. It's going to protect all the noise vibration that's going to go inside the cabin, and you'll get the better performance out of almost everything just installing this.
Yep, it's going to provide better heat dissipation, and especially for this car, we're going to be removing the factory heat shields that would normally cover the twin turbo portion, and we're going to be replacing it with a single turbo setup. So this will be a very good addition for the hood to protect our wrap that's going to be going on in the future. All right, so what Rob and Diego did this morning is they removed the door panels from this car because we're going to be putting bigger speakers in the pockets where the original speakers were. And there's not enough depth behind the Toyota Supra's door panel for you to house a big speaker. Well, what you got? What are we doing here? What is this going to support?
Okay, this is going to have a 6.5 speaker with a tweeter mounted on. We did the structure this big is because if we put all that to the door panel, it'll fall out once we mount it on the car.
Okay.
So we had to make it a little bit bigger so we can balance the weight. And that way we're gonna wrap this whole thing the same color, similar color to the wrap that it's gonna have in the car. The grill's gonna be painted the similar size of the, it's gonna be painted the similar color of the wrap.
Okay.
This is actually the speaker we're gonna mount on. It's pretty big. It's neodymium magnet. It doesn't weigh that much, but still, this is an old door. We had to restore it on the backside so it would hold the weight, and so we can play with the drills, so a lot of stuff.
So you're saying this structure actually goes behind the door panel?
It goes on top of the door panel.
I see. Okay.
This is gonna be the grill. Since the car is gonna be wrapped in a similar color, it's gonna be the grill that's gonna go on top.
That's a very nice grill, and I'm sure it's going to perform just as good as it looks.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. What do we got to do next?
Okay, after that, we're gonna cut it in the outsides for make a shape, a nice shape. I'm doing the same design of the door, the same shape. So I'm gonna keep
similar contour.
that Supra style.
Exactly. There you go.
Exactly.
Good job. It's going to look really good. It's going to
Yeah.
perform good, and it's going to give long time use of those doors without anything falling out.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, behind the door, it's gonna have the sound deadening material also to protect the door, to take all the noise vibrations off the door. It's gonna give better performance for the speaker.
Yep.
It's gonna give more dBs inside the cabin, and it's gonna take a little bit of weight off also because we're taking a whole bunch of stuff that's not supposed to be in the door once you upgrade a door panel.
I can't wait to see what this sound system is going to sound and look like in our Project DS18 Supra. Here we are at SEMA, and let me tell you something. If you guys are building a period-correct 1930s hot rod, you want to make sure to come to the Wheel Vintiques booth and check out a couple of new products they got for your build. I'm here with Tim Kawasaki at the Wheel Vintiques booth. Tell us a little about these products that you got for the 1930s hot rod.
Yeah, thanks for coming by today. We have a few new products this year. Two that we'd like to highlight is our brand new jumbo wheel. Now this would have been a 1930s wheel that if you had a let's say a Model A or something back in the day, and you wanted to make it your own, this would have been the accessory. This would have been the 22-inch wheels that came on a Suburban of the day.
That's cool.
So it's a brand new wheel. We're starting to launch them in 16-inch, but they'll also be available in 17s and 18s in the future. They accept the standard Ford 32, 34 hubcaps.
Wow, that's very cool.
It's a really good hot rod option now. You can do a big and little combination. You can run them wider all the way around. It really is a versatile wheel for us.
That's very cool. Tell us about this one.
In addition to that, this is also a brand new wheel for us. It's a 6-lug OE wheel. So this one's a little bit more targeted towards trucks. So with the popularity of the Chevy C10s, the Suburbans coming around,
Correct.
this is the wheel for them. In addition to the wheel, we're also coming out with a 6-lug spider cap, which is something we've never offered before. It's actually a new product for SEMA.
Right. Very cool. Well, there you have it, guys. If you're building a 1930s period correct hot rod, make sure you check out these new products from Wheel Vintiques. Thank you very much, Tim.
Sam's Garage, presented by Lund International, has been brought to you by DS18. We like it loud. Appalachian Tourism. Virginia is for lovers. Easy Run Engine Stand. American Engineering. American Quality. American Customer Service. Lund International. Make it yours with Lund Truck Accessories.
You know, you're doing a restoration, done a lot of block sanding, painting, buffing. Top it off with some really nice trim. This is a well-engineered kit from Resto Parts, from OPGI. This is like Christmas when you open this box. This is for a 68 to 72 El Camino. Now, it's got the die-cast zinc and chromed corner parts. It's got the corner-to-corner tail light moldings, which are not only chrome, but they're polished. Everything you need to make your El Camino look good. These are factory fit, and they use the factory clips and screws, and they come in the kit. And of course, the rails are stainless steel, and they're highly polished. So when you're doing a good, nice job, you get your car looking good, look at how nice that looks. Finish it all off with the right product from OPGI. This is their Resto Parts. It'll make your restoration look great.
It's time for the Lund International Custom Shop.
All right, now for all you supercharged and turbocharged guys out there, you want to protect your investment under your hood, Rampage has these awesome locking hood latches. Unlike the others that are just metal and they close, these actually lock, securing your investment under the hood.
Yeah, another neat feature that these hood catches offer to you, not only that, you can run them keyed or unkeyed, so you can take them off whenever you want. The factory latches have this rubber seal here that allows the hood to flutter up and down.
Absolutely.
This eliminates that because of tight tension. Whenever I go to mount these on here, if you don't have an angled wrench, because it's a real tight spot to get in here, a neat trick is just to pull this grill off.
I've already pulled the plastic clips off on top, called Christmas trees, and you just very carefully pull the grill back, and that gives you plenty of access to the nut holding on the lower piece.
That's exactly it. So I'm going to go in with the angled iron. I'm going to start loosening up this nut here, and there's only one nut here. It's a factory nut, so we're able to pull it off completely. I got that thing loose out. We'll wrench out. The only thing is you need some small fingers to get in here.
Yeah, that's not me. I got big hands,
Well,
unfortunately.
join the club, buddy. Join the club. So the key is to, once the nut comes off completely, is try not to drop it. We do offer you a bolt-in nut, and you can also use your factory nut if you'd like.
And with that nut, they give you a star washer to keep the nut from getting loose down the road.
Exactly. So once I got the bottom piece off, I got the new piece in place. One bolt-in goes into the hole here. So now that I got the nut in there, hand tighten it up. I get in with my wrench. And all we need is, we don't have to really go super tight. We just want to make sure we get a nice hand tight because we got the star wrench to hold it in place. So now we got our latch in place. Now we got to just get our adjustment pieces, take off the old factory piece.
Not bad. And while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put the grill back in place because he's done tightening his lower nut.
So I'm done on my side, Sam. How's that grill coming?
Coming along good. I'm almost done snapping all these back in, and then we can go on to our headlight covers.
So shut it down and try it out. So we get down, lift up our latch here. Go. Latch it down. And now we're tight. And as you can see how tight the hood fits, you don't get that flutter that you get when you normally drive.
And you're secure. And the most important thing is that, on every Jeep, you can open the hood at any time. In this case, you cannot.
Another neat item that we have to go with our ruggedness of our Jeep is to protect our 7-inch headlights here. So we made these Euro guards heavy-duty Euro light guards that are made of full steel and they're coated in a black powder coat finish. These have just 3 little tabs that are built into shape and we just snap them in. So let me show you how quick it is. Pull them out of the package, snap them in, I'm in business.
And you guys want to be careful not to scratch or touch the paint. And the cool thing about these is, like you said, you don't have to loosen any hardware to position them in place, so you can actually angle them and make them look really cool and different than everybody else out there. And that's what makes it cool.
Awesome.
All right, we got Lisa back from Bushwhacker with us. She's gonna show us some cool products to protect the outside of your Jeep. Now, we all know about the problem we have. You've seen Jeeps out there with the infamous dent right there on the cowl. Well, that's due to the fact that the strap on the door is not there to limit the swing of the door. We've all either hit it with our foot or we've been working on our Jeep, forget to strap it back down, and the door opens and hits the cowl. What kind of fix you got for that, Lisa?
So we have a Bushwhacker cowl cover, easily installs using 3M tape. You just set it on, press it down. It matches the existing OE parts on the Jeep, as well as provides the additional protection on the trail and hides that ugly dent.
Absolutely, and this piece won't dent again if you make the same mistake again.
Absolutely.
All right, what else you got for us?
So Trail Armor provides rocker panel protection as well as protection for your sill plate and hides the ugly pinch weld.
All right, and what you guys do is pretty much use that ugly pinch welds, existing holes to line up your rocker panel, and in the kit you get speed clips along with the hardware that you need to install this. What else comes in the kit?
So first you're going to want to use your alcohol prep pad to make sure that you're getting a clean surface so the tape adheres.
All right, you guys will close the rear door. That'll assist you in installing the rocker panel cover. And then one tip is, you got tape at the bottom, you got tape at the top. Use the bottom speed clip hardware, don't tighten them, to position your rocker panel. Then pull the bottom tape up here for the flat surface, press it down, then pull the top piece off, and that'll make sure that you got good adhesion for long-lasting performance.
Yes.
All right, what do you say we go do some Atlanta crawling?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to Stone Mountain.
Let's go.
You know, you work pretty hard today, so the kind of guy I am, I'm buying you dinner. Cost is no object.
Under
$5
$20?
is my limit, man.
No problem.
Look, they got $3.49 special. That's what you get.